Hi everyone, so today I have something very unique and super cute to share with you guys. It is Spellbinders 3D Felt Decor Collection by Sandi MacIver. Believe that would capture all the info there. These dies are set up to make a really cute like little wizard kind of guy. I guess gnome looking. I don't know. He seems like a wizard to me, but super cute stuff. So I'll get right to it. But I will say Spellbinders did send these items free of charge for my review. And of course, all opinions are my own. And the links I have in the description box for the US and the UK will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So I super appreciate if you would use those. We're going to talk about these guys today. I think I'm going to make like a quicker video and then maybe make a gnome or little wizard guy for in the future for like a wintry look, okay? Because I have an idea in my head and I'm like, I think it's gonna work. So you probably saw it in the intro, I hope. I hope it came out well. So this is the main piece, and this little guy, his name is Fergus. So it's Fergus. You have the main dies to make your character, and then you have add-ons if you want to make him super cute for like different holidays or fall, right? So this is the Halloween kind of add-on set, Halloween and fall. And then a wintry set here. So let's look at this first and then we'll talk about that. So this guy, if you look, there's, these pieces, there are felt collections that go along with him. So if you really like, the Spellbinders felt is great quality stuff. I do have some coming up for a different project, so I'll show you that to you then. Right now I'll probably use some felt I have in my stash. And I'm probably going to use a soft felt because I think that would work best here. So felt comes in different weights and stiffnesses, and a softer felt would be great. A wool felt obviously is wonderful. But anyhow, this is his main body. So it says to cut two of them. You're going to cut two of these guys and you're going to like sew. As you can see, it has little holes for you all around there. And then this guy is the base. So you only cut one of these guys. So you can imagine, you sew those two together. But you're also going to sew these guys. I know it's hard because these are metal, but basically like that, right? And if you can imagine, it's a soft felt you would be able to go around. So that's the body base, right? And then our little Fergus has an outfit. So this is the back of his coat. So you can imagine his little body, his coat. And this is, these are the side pieces for the coat. So just like that, the front of the coat, so you need two, and it does say ×2. This says ×2. His sleeves, ×2. The sleeves kind of tuck up under his little beard area, so it's, you're going to attach him like here, but it's very easy to use. He does have little hands, and I will say it's the same die that makes his nose. So this one says ×3, and that's because you're going to use this for his hands. And all you're going to do is do a running stitch around and pull it tight, and then it's going to make a little like a little pouch, right? You can imagine if it was a circle and you go around and you pull it tight, it's going to come in like this. And you're just going to shove that little ball that you make basically up in here in the sleeve. Okay, so the sleeve obviously is going to be sewn rounded. And then the third one that you cut is going to be his nose. So the nose just kind of goes under the hat, and then his little beardy area is under there. So you have these two layers. You don't have to sew these guys. It's just, cut them out of whatever color you like, layer them up, and behind that little nose, that same kind of like little bunched up nose. So it'll be really cute. And that's what that's for. And then he has his hat. So his hat is this guy here. It does cut a circle there, so you can kind of pop it in here and everything, right? His nose, hair, or beard, should I say. So you're going to cut two of these because you're going to layer them and you're going to sew around this edge, and it's going to look really cute. And that's basically why you're cutting two, in my opinion. I don't think it's because of any other reason other than you want an edge. And if you just, stitch the one edge around here, it's not going to be as cute. So you cut two of them, and you're going to do it like a blanket stitch or whatever stitching you want. Or just cut one layer. It's your project. Do whatever you like. This is the top of your hat, which is going to be super cute. And that's why when I saw this, I thought, maybe I make a witch's hat from this. So let's see how that comes out, if that's if it works for me. So you're going to cut one of these guys. You're going to sew up the side. We're going to do this together. And then it's going to make a cone, right? Once this is sewn together, it's like a cone shape. That bottom part goes down here, and you're going to sew around this to sew to this. Okay, now since it's called home decor, that's why I was thinking, I'm like, maybe I put this on a jar, do something cute like that, and make it very Halloween-y, So that's my plan. And then you have this piece here that goes around the hat base. So after you've done that, this piece you can stitch to it, directly to it. I think today what I'm going to do is actually just stitch it so it looks like it's stitched, and then attach it. So a little bit different, quicker. You know how I like to do things quick and easy. So there's that. Then there's this add-on set that has, you know, the spider web and, oh, before we get too far, let me give you the measurement on this widest, biggest die. I think it's this one. Yeah, because this one's wider than the other. So this guy is just over 4 inches tall, but in the width, metal to metal, it is 4 3/4. Okay, so you're definitely going to want a machine that can accommodate that. These guys are longer, but they're not wider, so it's not a biggest deal. Okay. You have your little spider web. You have your skull with the background piece and then the inlay. You have some cute little flowers, some fall leaves. They have like little, kind of like buttonholes almost, you know, just something cute. You have little faux buttons, which is really sweet. There are buttons also to go along with this collection. I know some of them have already sold out, some of the assortments, so something to think about. Leaves and things, background pieces, so like this little spider and then these 2 bats. You can cut them out, but then you have these little squares. You might wonder what those are for. They're to put behind the bats and the spiders for their eyes. So you can just cover that quickly that way. What do we have? Oh, and then down here is the winter set. And you can see they're not super small dies. Even these other ones, I mean, it's like a almost 2-inch die on the spider web. This guy is just about 2 inches also, and then the other ones are a little bit smaller. You have some smaller snowflakes. You have some sprigs. You have some cute flowers, of course. You have these that also look like buttons. We have buttons, but then these guys... super cute. Your little stars, and then a star that also can be stitched. So I will say with these guys, just to stitch them on, it looks cute, right? To have the little holes already. So I'm going to bring over what I plan to do, I hope. I'm actually going to use this also. I think it's going to help me do my project. So we're going to need the hat pieces. And then we're going to decorate with some of these other pieces here. So let me grab some felt. I will also grab what I think I'm going to put this on and see if it'll even work. Okay, so I will be right back. I just got back from the dollar store. I specifically went there for this project, and I was going to look for like mason jars, but they had these, and I thought this might work, especially the size of this cork. I thought, oh my gosh, look at it. It's going to be perfect. Okay, I hope. And then this guy, I kind of wanted, it's like the same size. Okay, I wanted this to help me make this sturdy because it has a hole in it, and I'm going to glue it on, but maybe this will help us make it more sturdy, and we'll see. So that's why I was keeping that guy. That is so good. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay. So we're happy with that. I didn't test it just on purpose because I was like, no, I'm going to wait for my video and see if that works, and that's great. So, okay. I want to run this through black paper. I want like a witch's hat. So black, probably purple on this one. Paper. Felt, excuse me. Black with this one. And then probably this one too. So let me go and see about... finding some black felt. I do have black felt like this. See, this one, it's not as... Felt's gonna... It's fabric. I mean, it's gonna do what you want it to do. But if I can find some floppy kind of felt, I'll use that. But if not, I'll just use basic felt like this. So I'll be right back. This is perfect. I do have some floppier felt. Funny enough, I have this purple one with like glitter, but that glitter is gonna get all over my hands. So I'm just gonna find a purple felt that I would like to use. I have a light one. Anyway, I'll find some purple felt and I'll show you guys what that is once I come across it. I'm sure I'll have some here. So for right now, and we can also cut this from this felt, the one that's a little more firm for the brim, because, you know, why not? But I do have plenty of this one, so if I have any areas that I can use here, I will do that. Not gonna work. Maybe for this. Like I said, I don't even know that I need that little circle, but it might help us out. So very good. Okay, so I only need one of this guy and 2 of this, and most machines have enough pressure to cut felt, so hopefully, you know, your machine will be fine. I've been running this through Spellbinders machines, no problem, so I think it'll be just fine. If you have a machine that has a metal shim, I would say cutting into the metal shim is probably your best bet, because it will really cut that real nice and clean for you. That's one thing about soft felt, is that a lot of times these little holes, it might not hold very well, or it just, they can be problematic, but we're gonna do our best, okay? So I'll be right back. And I am running it backwards and forwards, so run it through and then run it back just so that you can have the best cut. Sorry, it's over here by me. This one doesn't have little circles, it's just a circle. So it doesn't have any of the little bits to cut out. But yeah, that's perfect. Okay, let me see how this one turned out. Again, you want to be careful with them, especially when they have all the little holes. Ooh, I can see it's cut perfectly. I can see all those little bits. So yes, just bring it out perfectly, carefully. If you still have some little bits that are kind of holding on by some little fibers, don't pull it because it's going to make more fibers. Just kind of give it a little snip. Okay, and I'll be right back. and the most delicate piece of all would be this guy. And I did use that purple glitter because I didn't have another darker purple that was soft. So, okay, let me clean up, put some things away. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so we have our little cone piece. That's gonna make that. We have this extra bit. Again, I may or may not use that, but I thought I would, so that's why that's there. This piece is gonna fall out, and honestly, it didn't even fall out. I might just leave it because I don't really need to mess with it too much. You do have your little holes, and usually I let those fall out as I'm stitching, but do whatever you like. Have an embroidery needle here. I brought out some black embroidery floss, and with it was already one that was separated into two. Basically, there's 6 threads in embroidery floss, and I already pulled 3 out, so I'm just going to use those, and whatever's left here, I don't even know. I usually like to use like a big length because I don't like having to restart and bury thread ends and all that, but it's kind of nice to have something that's a little bit shorter. What is going on here? There's like a piece that's cut off. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, so anyway, there's that. Let me go ahead and get this into my needle eye. So 3 strands. I'm not going to double it over, but you know, stitch however you like. If you want to use all 6, you want to do 3 and double over, whatever it is you want. But I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it through a little bit. You don't have to, again, pull it through too much because I'm not doubling it over. And you can put a knot here or don't put a knot here, whatever you want, because this is going to be on the inside of the hat. So we'll put these 2 to the side for now. We're going to focus on this. This is the nice side where the die kind of carved in, as you can see. You can pop out the little holes, but like I said, I usually do mine as I go along. So I'm just going to fold this over. And actually I meant to grab some clippies, so let me go grab some binder clips. I'll be right back. I don't know, 1 might work, maybe 2, just to hold it. It's kind of a bummer because like I said, I don't like taking the little holes out until I have to, like as I'm stitching along. I can see them really well on this side. On this side, they kind of stayed there, so I think I'm going to stitch going up, which is weird. You probably want to start this way and go the other way. It doesn't matter. But it just needs something to hold this for us just to help us out. And so I'm going to start at the very first set of dots. There's not one at the very tip because there just isn't. So I'm just going to go through. And I think I did this recently. Oh, maybe for this one. We're going to do like a running stitch and then come back and catch the rest of them. So as I go... Let me get a little bit closer so I don't have to hold this up. I can be down here. Sorry, guys. Okay, that was going up that first set of holes, right? So we go down the next one. And then you can go up the next one. And you can kind of do this kind of thing if it's easier. Go down the next one and come up the next set, okay? As far as you can go. So you're going to be skipping an area every time. And if you were to turn this out, you're going to have a gap. You're going to be able to see that gap. So we're going to go through and then come back and catch all the ones we didn't get the first time. So I'm going to go through and just up and down. And I'm following the holes, guys. I don't know if you can see, but there you go. And going up and down all along, okay? I don't want to patronize you with this because obviously it's very easy. Just go down and then back up the next hole, down the next ones, up the next one, and I'll get back with you guys once I'm down here at the end. Okay, I'm at the very end. I'm going down this one and coming back out the last one. And I will say, you know, if you want to see obviously the whole character put together, definitely go and check out Sandi MacIver's videos. She has hours and hours of videos you can check out to see every part of it. And so we did that. So again, we're skipping every one. So if you were to turn this inside out right now, you're going to have some little gaps. So now we're going to catch the ones we didn't get. So I just came out of here. You can see there's a stitch there, a stitch there. Sorry, there's a stitch here. So we're going to fill them in. So now I'm going to go down this one and out the next one. Just same thing, but just going back, and now you're adding in stitches where they weren't before. And I just removed my little helper once I got to the spot that I didn't need it anymore, right? So there we go. Okay, down there. I like to end up, but oh well, that time I ended down, which means I have to find my spot over here to come back up. Okay. All right, and I'll keep doing that, just catching the ones you didn't get the first time, right? You're just running that stitch right back up. And if you get a little knot, you know, be patient. Patience is a virtue, of course. There we go. All right, and I'm just gonna keep going up and down until I get back to the top. Okay, I'm pretty much back at the tippy top. Now this is why I told you want to go in the other direction than I did. You would want to sew that way and sew back down. That way your thread ends up down here. But Again, for my reasoning, because I couldn't see, I could see better the little holes in the other direction. Okay, I had one more stitch to do, so there you go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to finish it off. So I'm going to bury it up here where you don't see. And then so when you turn this inside out, it's going to be kind of rounded because this bit is there. If you want a little more pointy, a little more witch hatty, you can definitely cut this piece, right? So I'm going to do that, but hopefully just a little bit. Just get a little bit of that bulk away. You also don't want to make it so that there's going to be a big old hole at the top of your hat. So I'm going to put that right back through there. I mean, you can do this different ways, but there we go. So I'm going to cut that off. I'm done. Okay, sorry, I forgot this was so close up. And now we have our little cone, but of course we need to turn this inside out. So let's be careful, in doing that. Felt can tear, right? And there wasn't another hole there for a stitch, so I just left that open. I mean, I just followed the guide, basically, what was already cut in there. So if you're supposed to stitch down a little further, I do not know that, and I didn't do that. So there you go. And let's take like a dotting tool, something that's not going to poke through, but that will help you push everything out. And like I said, I cut away a little bit of that excess just to make the hat a little pointier. I don't know if it's actually going to work. I don't want to make a hole in the hat. So I'm just going to do my best. You can kind of feel around in there too to see if you did get most of that. So I'm pushing probably further than you would if you're just making that little Fergus hat. A little pointier. Okay? So now we have this guy, and what I was curious of is to see how this fits here. Okay. Oh, perfect. Okay, I don't know that I'm going to need that, like I said. We'll see. So that's my little witch's hat. But to give it a little tilt, I'm going to do the same thing as the Fergus one. And I probably could have just done it where I was. Oh, I'm so silly. Anyway, let's bring this back through here. What you want to do is do like a running stitch that's going to go up into the hat and come back down. So when you pull it, it makes the hat curl in a little bit. So let me see. And I use black on purpose so that it wouldn't show up too much. I think I'm going to kind of curve that in a little bit. So I'm just going to take this guy and I'm just running stitching it up. It's not anything perfect or whatever. I'm just feeling about where I am. I'm just going to go up and down, and come out like here. I guess here, coming out here is fine. Well, maybe a little bit further. Maybe one more. Sorry, guys. A little bit further up. Okay. And I already have a little knot. Actually, do I have a knot? I thought I put a knot there. Pull that up. Through. I did not make a knot. Oh, no, I did. Okay. Don't tighten it too much right now. And then since we're out here, I'm going to go back down. Okay. So just however. And then we're going to pull this to make a little bit of a scrunchiness in this guy. So, ooh, there we go. Pull that a little better. It's already doing it from the first time. Look at that. Okay, so just pull that through. And then just slightly pull on that to tilt the hat in a fun way. So this is your little witch's hat. Maybe we have it tilted like this, Or maybe we decorate it with that in the back. I don't know. I think it'd be cute sideways. So from here, we can tie this to this other piece. I did not leave myself that much. Or we can glue it down. Or you could have just sewn it until it was tacked down. But I'm going to just try to tie it here as much as I can. Right? I'm going to glue this anyway, so to be honest, I'm not looking for perfection here. Especially since I left myself such a little tiny piece of stuff here. Here we go. And I think that'll have to be good enough. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I don't want to wreck this too much, this circle though, because we need that. Okay, so that can go in. We're going to cover that up anyway. All right, so let me think about what I want to do for this next piece, and then let's just see how it goes. Let's see. Okay, we have a purple bottle. Maybe we put it on here. Cute. So we have this piece with that. And that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, should I just fashion it on, well, not on this whole thing, but like on this piece of cork? I wanted to see if I should put this in between the two pieces, but no, I think that'll be fine. Okay, so now we have these guys. And this is where the nice side of the die was. If you want to just turn them over, again, you're supposed to attach this with these little holes. This is going to be gone to this. But we're making a quick, cute kind of thing, so I'm not going to do that at all. And honestly, if I wanted to, I can just hot glue gun these guys together, which I think I'm going to. Actually, no, let's not hot glue. Let's do this. That way I don't have to turn on my hot glue gun quite yet. I was going to put this piece in the center to hold it, because if this piece falls out, you know, you might rip it off, right? So this is kind of like a piece to keep everything together. So let's do that. Just in case. Just for the longevity of our project, right? We don't want this to just fall apart on us. So let me get this glue going. That'd be great. Be great if it joined me today. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna put some in the middle, all over. Obviously all over everything. Towards the edge, but not too much because I don't really want to glue all that. Okay, I'm gonna put this guy right in the center. And again, that's just to hold that piece on. If you don't care about that piece, take it off. It doesn't do anything really. It doesn't hurt anything, and it doesn't help you in any way either. So I'm just leaving it there because it's there. Okay, so that's the opposite side, the wrong side. This is also the right side. See how this is kind of wanting to come away? So there we go. I am going to put a little bit of weight on that just for a little bit, just to hold that together like a little sandwich. And actually, maybe I don't even need my clippies at this point. I'm going to do some stitching around the edge just to bring some of that stitching back. And then we're also going to stitch this guy. So just to have that cute kind of feel of stitching, right? A little something. And then I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to use like an accent color. I don't know if I should do it with like gray or maybe some purple, right? To bring that purple back. Or how about if I find a darker purple? I keep saying that and then I don't find the color I want. Like, how about, wouldn't that be great if I had, and then I don't have it. I would love a dark purple. I have a bunch of pastel colors in this bag. So this is burgundy. I don't want that. Oh, okay, this one's a little bit darker. Darker than the one I just showed you, but not quite as dark as I would like, but that's fine. So I'm going to use the same purple to stitch around here with a blanket stitch, and then we'll also stitch it through here, just so it kind of pulls together. Right? Okay, I'll be back. Okay, so I just put some weight on top of that, and we'll work with this in just a moment. I was just thinking I can work with this other piece first, since it's ready to go. I'm not going to divide this one like I did the other one. I think I want it to be nice and thick and super noticeable, so I'm just going to leave all 6 strands. Again, nice amount of this. I'm going to go ahead and get that into my embroidery needle, and I'll be right back. Okay. And here we can make a knot, or you can just kind of just be aware that you're getting to the end of your thread. But I'm trying to think. I mean, you can do different kinds of stitches here because of the way it's set up. I mean, you can go from one to the next one up like that, so it just has little strips, right? That's kind of cute. You can do a running stitch. The reason that's there is because you're supposed to actually have this put together and then go and stitch into this through the hat. So that's one thing. I mean, let me see what that might look like. If I do, like I was mentioning, from here to here. That's so funny. I'd rather go that direction, so I'm going to go up, down. And I probably would have rather go from down up, but that's okay. Let's see what this looks like, and we'll see if I think that we'll do that. Yeah, why not? Just something different. So, okay. Let me get a little closer here, guys. Sorry. And so, okay, I'm just going to go from one to the other. So you can go into this next one, or you can go, you know, and then go up, or just go across to the top one and then to the bottom one. So it's always nice and straight here on the front. I'm not pulling it too tight either because I don't want to cinch my felt, right? So I'm just going to go like that, and then back up to the top one and into the bottom one. And I'll be right back. Yeah, I mean, it's just a different kind of stitch. You can still do the running stitch like we did earlier if you like. So go up and then come back down so that the stitch is in every hole, or leave a gap. You can do that too. It's cute. Okay, I'll be back. I'm just going to go across this whole thing, making these little cute kind of boho feeling. I feel like my witch is going to be very boho because I think I'm going to put some flowers with her, and also a spider web and the spider. So it'll be very cute. But I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm at the last few stitches, so just there. And again, a lot of these things I'm just gluing down, but you can finish it off nicely with a knot. Oh, I'm sorry, it was out of frame there. Right in there. And last one through here. Okay, so we have this cute little different kind of stitch here. You can see people make like, not like junk journals, but just like cute things, or like bags even, with all these fun, like if you have scraps, you make like a boho kind of bag. I usually just buy mine, but there's a lot of videos out there on that. It's really fun to watch. Okay, so I'm going to bring this back here, kind of tuck it down through the felt a little bit, not enough to go through the front of it. I'm holding it very tight because I don't want to tear the felt, because I'm telling you, this stuff will just tear. Okay, that should tack that down enough for me because I'm going to glue it anyway. Okay, so we have that piece, and it'll be a cute little decorative piece that goes around here. And so we're going to do this in purple and see how it goes, guys, because honestly, blanket stitch, I feel like you have to be very on it for it to look really nice, but you can also make it look kind of crazy, right? And that works too. So whatever it is that you want to go for. So I'm going to start in the center somewhere, and I'm going to come out where I want to, like as big as I want my blanket stitch. So like maybe here. And so this is the same on either side. Whichever side looks best when I'm done is the side that's going to be towards the top, okay? So, again, I did not separate this out, so it is wanting to go through in a thick kind of way. Now, honestly, you probably didn't even have to put a knot. Okay, so for a blanket stitch, I just went through the center, it came out. You're going to go back around, catching both pieces, and come out right where you came out before. Obviously, you don't want to split your thread, but, you know, real close to where you were. Okay? I'm just putting my thread over here to the left. Now again, this is going to be a little minute. I'm going to bring this through. And as you bring it through, you're going to have a little loop. And I'm talking about this loop right here. I don't know why blanket stitch always like blows my mind, or like I feel like I don't understand it. But okay, you have this little loop. You're going to take your needle and go from the right to left. And since I glued this together, I'm just working. So that's that. Tighten it up. Okay. And then we're going to continue our blanket stitching. So you're going to go to the next little area and leave yourself a nice gap, whatever the gap is going to be, going along the whole thing. If you want a little tighter, a little bit bigger, whatever it is. And then also as the same depth as the first one. So I'm going to go in through here. And when you come over here, you're going to have a little loop left, and you're going to want to put your needle through the loop. And I should have pulled this up actually, but oh well, okay. Also, I haven't done this in a long time, so I might have started off weird. But anyway, there you go. Okay. I feel like this should be up more, and it's not, but that's okay. Okay, so there it is. This guy should be kind of on the edge of your work here, like right in the center, you know, of the two. So I'll probably hold it there until it gets there. Okay, so now again to the back, always do it the same, and then again the same depth as you did before, just so it looks nice and neat. So same distance, same depth. Oh God, it looks too far down. Maybe there. Okay, so I'm gonna pull through. Oh, I already knew it. I pulled too fast. So just pull, and when you have that little loop left, bring your needle same direction, right to left, or whatever you're doing, left to right. Do it the same every time. Pull that through and give it a pull. Okay, and I might have done that one a little too on the edge, but that's okay. Okay, so pull that so that you have that guy going across. And it might look, we're going to catch that at the very end. We'll pull this back up, okay? So there you go. And the next one, and again, just eyeballing how wide and how deep you're putting your stitch. And that's why, for me, blanket stitch, you have to just have a lot of care because it's going to be very noticeable. So a lot of times when I use this stitch, I like to use it in a way that's fun. So it's like, I don't care if it's perfect or not. Anyway, keep pulling. And when you have your little loop left, right to left, insert my needle and give it a nice little tug so that it is on the edge of your hat. Okay, see that side doesn't look as good because I'm paying attention to this side. So again, try to do the same spacing, same depth. Pull through. And when you have your little, and if you pull too fast, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and catch that right to left. And keep going, guys. Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing that around the whole circle. And I'll be back when we get to the end so we can fix this guy. Okay, guys, I mean, look how cute this is. I mean, just take your time, you know, just kind of keep your hand there so you keep it nice and taut here. And I'm going to go one more stitch, I think. It looks like maybe right there. Pull through. Again, not too much, but even if you do, you can always catch that loop. And this is the only thing. So right here, basically, I want this piece to come up because I missed it the first time, and then also to latch this. So I'm going to just kind of pick up that stitch and maybe go through this one too. See how it goes. Let me see what happens here. Because I need that other one to come to the side and also pick that one up. Yeah, there we go. That looks good, right? Now, we need to finish this guy off. So I'm going to weave it into the hat. See what happens. Pull it this way. You just want to finish off that piece. So hopefully you guys can see that. If you need to slow it down, slow it down. All I did was come over, catch that one, and go back through so that we can have a nice ending. And then I'm going to bury that, right? I want that piece to kind of go away. Let's see here. Maybe a little bit more. I'm going to go back through here. And maybe I'll pull it through. This is the top side. See, I should have pulled it through the other way. Hold on. Let me go in and look at this. And no. Come out over here. And actually, it looks pretty good on both sides. I mean, it should, right? That's the whole point. But at first, I was like, not sure. I'm just going to poke that through. Let it travel as much as I can this way. Sorry, I had to get a little closer to me so I can... Hopefully I didn't leave a little purple dot. I was going to say, hopefully I didn't leave a purple dot, but of course I did. Anyway, I was going to put some flowers, so maybe that's why I'll put that. So, again, when you go to finish it off, don't do what I did. Bring it to the front, bring it to the back. And how cute is that? Okay, so we have all our pieces. We have this guy and we have this guy. So I just need to fire up my glue gun and we're going to start putting this together. I will say I was going to put some stitches in here, so let me switch this back out to the black thread and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I have my glue gun. I just plugged it in. I did go ahead and switch out to black thread. I am going to take a few stitches just to make sure that it really stays on, but I'm going to glue it down first, I think. So I got to wait for that to really warm up. It's getting there. I'm going to give it a few more minutes though. I'll be right back. Kind of funny as I'm looking at this. I was going to make the hole big enough because we have that circle die. You can cut out an extra piece and actually make this fit up inside the hat, which you definitely can do. I'm just going to stick it on top, but we could have done that. Super cute. And then also, I mean, you can imagine if you just put strands of yarn and then put this on so it looks like little hair kind of going down, you know? Very cute. Okay, I'm just... Let's see, where is the front? That is so funny. I can't even tell which is the top or the bottom anymore because it looks really good on both sides. So good job. All right, there we go. I think I'm gonna leave it at the bottom because this was the top before, and that little purple dot is right there. Not the biggest deal, but yeah. Okay. Now. This is a little scary, but we're just going to go for it. I'm going to put glue all over as much as I can. Just pop it down the center, trying to follow that circle shape. Kind of push it down a little bit so it's the glue's touching, you know. And that makes the hat look a little floppy, really fun. Try not to get too close to that glue there. And this is not going to be perfect because we're going to cover it up also, but look how cute. Oh my, I need to back up. I keep forgetting I'm so close. I don't think I need to be that close. Okay. I think the glue is still probably a little bit wet right now. But I am going to tack down a little bit. I'm trying to think where. Just like here. Just take a little stitch, you know, into the hat, into the base, and back up through. I do have a knot on the end of that, but just to help us out a little bit. I just kind of stuck that back in. So this glue is interesting. I don't remember where I got it, but it does give you a minute to just mess with it still, so it's still kind of soft right now, even right now. Again, I'm just going to take like a long stitch, tack that. Just a couple stitches here and there. You do not have to do this with your character, because you would have already sewn this down, but since I'm using glue, and I just want to make sure it stays down for a good long while. I'm kind of going through the base of the hat, going through the top. I should probably get my thimble out because I'm going through some glue right now. There we go. I'm going to cut that piece of glue off, I hope. There's a lot of glue there, so how about here? And then that should be good. I just wanted a couple little tack downs. Okay. And to be honest, I'm not even going to tie that off or anything. Okay, I'm going to clean up this little bit of glue in case it shows up past my little cover there. And then, okay, so what you're going to do is, which way do you want this hat to tilt? You know, I kind of want it to be visible. I guess it's not going to be on a circle. It doesn't really matter. The reason I'm saying that is because if this is the front, you're going to decorate like with some little flowers here, and you want this to tilt that way. I want the back of the band to be in the back. So like back here. Look how clean. Look how it looks on this side with the striping that's like sideways, and then this one that's straight up and down. Anyway, I want to glue this to what I consider to be the back, or you glue it to the front and then you put little flowers over it to conceal the that space. So it's up to you. Whatever you think is best. I'm actually going to go this way. It's easier for me to wrap things this way, I think. So I'm putting some glue down. This little guy right on there, like get it right close. Right, so it's nice and close to it. Kind of floppy and cute. Just doing a little bit at a time. Oh yeah, it meets like right up. It might overlap a little bit, but it looks to me like it meets right up with itself. I'm just following along the very base. And if you had made the hat, you could stick your finger in there and kind of glue it down. But again, they stitch this directly to the hat. This is what the instruction shows. Look how cute, you guys. Oh my gosh. I think I love the idea of putting little hair on there. That would have been adorable. But anyway, it could be floppy and cute and just fun. All right, so it's going to go in here. And before I do that, I'm going to cut out some little flowers. I'm going to unplug this for a moment, but I should have had that ready. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I want to cut this from some stiff white felt. And then our spider from some stiff black felt. I'm not going to worry about the eyes because that's fine. I had some stiff black felt here from the other day, like I had mentioned. Oh, I just found this purple felt. That is so funny. But anyway, I like the sparkle. That worked. And it actually didn't shed very much, so that's good. Okay, so we have that. I'm going to cut this from some white felt. And then I was debating on the flowers. Okay, I'll try some. Oh, you know what? Let's do this one. This is from the winter set. And then I'm going to cut this little flower from this set. There are centers that look like buttons. You can just sew them. So I'll run these through some colors that I want to use. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to be careful when we get these pieces out. Again, I ran it forward and back just to get a really good cutout of that. We have this little cutie. You can see there's an area that stayed right here. So we want to just, instead of forcing it, just go ahead and snip it. And that little bit there. Because if you pull it, those little fibers just pull out. And I mean, you can clean it up. It just looks messy. And then possibly you could tear it. Because I'm telling you, felt is an interesting fabric. We have our spider. Oh my goodness. Okay, yeah. Let's see. She's a little delicate herself. Okay. Little legs. Okay, it is separate. Oh, okay. I thought I had to help it out a little bit more. A little black from the eye that popped out. Pop out the other one. Oopsie. I was going to show it to you, but okay, there it is. This guy I'm going to do a little something with real quick. So with the little buttons, there's one that's bigger. I chose that one, and I'm just going to sew it into the flower. And I still have black on my needle, so I'm just going to put this on here. So I just did one little flower. You want to do a cluster of flowers. I'm just kind of giving you guys ideas. So I'm going to start in the back. Go up. You know, I think I got glue on this, so it's resisting here. Sorry. It has a little crisscross pattern this button happens to, and I'm just going to hold it in the back because I don't really need to. So I'm going to do a little crisscross. I am using black thread. It's hard to see it, but I'm just going to go from one corner to the other in crisscross fashion, and then back up and the one next to it. I know it's really hard to see. And then back across. So it's just a little X, basically. And you can leave that real puffy if you want. There is a piece of glitter that just does not want to go away. Okay. So, I mean, you can repeat it so it's a little more pronounced, or use a different color, right? That would work also. Okay, so I had an idea, and I don't know how well executed this is going to be, but let me clean up these little bits from here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I probably could have left the glue gun plugged in. That took all of 2 seconds. Now, there's a couple things we can do. I can dangle this from this and then dangle this from the hat. What I was going to do is dangle this from the hat and then have the little spider. So if you want extra dangles, you can do that, or just the one time. So let me get this guy on here. Just wherever, kind of like that. Cute. And then I'm going to hang this from this. And I don't think it hurts anything if I go ahead and stick this down right now. So I'm just looking at it like if this was the hat facing me here. Maybe a little decoration like that. Okay. This isn't super warmed up yet. And actually, maybe I'm not going to use that. Okay. I was going to go back to the Beacons 3-in-1. Whatever is easiest for you. I really want this to stick, and I don't want to have a lot of strings, but that's just how hot glue is, you know. It's all those little stringy bits. Oh, geez. There we go. That's great. Okay, then we'll stick that down in a minute. Nope. Okay, I'm going to do that again. Sorry, guys. And we're going to use the 3-in-1. I'll be right back. 3-in-1. Got it going because I know a lot of times you have to wait for it to get ready. Just squeeze it down. So there we go. And sorry about that, guys. Sometimes things gotta rework it, you know. This one's very gangly, I will say, this piece. And I suppose you would either glue this down or sew it down. It doesn't have sewing lines, so it's gonna be something you're gonna wanna glue down. I'll take care of those little strings later. That worked out much better. I'm gonna take a moment and just hold that, and I'll be right back. Okay, and that was some really soft floppy felt, and that's what happened. All right, there we go. This is more of a stiff felt, and also it's not as gangly. Cute. So I want it something like that, so it's like there. That's very cute. Okay, one more thing, and then we'll really stick this guy down. And I don't have any clue how I'm going to work this. I I don't really want to put a knot in here, but maybe if I go in and back out through here, I mean, it's pretty tight. Maybe it'll just hold it, right? Maybe it'll just keep this piece in there. Something like that. Maybe take another little, that's what I'll do. I'll take another little nip in here so that it's tied around a little bit. Essentially making a knot outside, right? And that'll keep it a little bit. And then we can hang this to that. And I did use black thread because I wanted to, but you know, you can use white if you want. I'm just barely going to, sorry, I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. Okay, maybe from here to here. I don't know. Let's think. If I hang it down there, go from the front to the back, I guess. Or you can even tie it onto one of the other spokes, but I'm going to go in here. And I want to be just kind of gingerly hanging there, so I'm just going to end it there, which is weird, I know, but that's right. I'm going to get it closer. I'm going to make a little knot here. And this is just how I'm doing it, guys. Obviously, you can do something different if you like this idea, something more refined, possibly. I'm going to mess with this till I get this knotted up. I know it's going to be really tight. Could have left myself a little bit longer thread. Oh, there we go. And all of a sudden, I'm feeling real hot. Is it because of this? Is it the temperature in here? I don't know. Okay, and then bring that knot closer to the end. I did give myself a little extra, if you remember. Okay. Cut that excess off. And just pull that through. And there's our little hat with a little dangling web. Now you could cut the web too if you wanted just a piece of the web maybe hanging here, and then have the, you know, glue it on, and then have the little spider hanging down from that. Cute. I might cut that a little bit closer, or maybe even put a little, yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Maybe put a little dab of glue. Now you can definitely bring out some little fingers to help you with this. I'm just going to put a little dab of glue and then hold that to it, just to get rid of those little guys from just hanging around. I have gel polish on, so it's it acts as a silicone guard there. I'm going to hold that for a little second. Okay, and that just kind of secured it. Okay, and now we're going to glue this to the top of this guy. I'm going to put it on here just so I can see what I'm doing. It doesn't matter, obviously, your bottle, you're going to move it around. But that's what I say, if you want to add some yarn on here, that would be so fun. These yarn strands. If you want to use E6000, that would be really good too. I'm just going to put a ton of hot glue and just really get this centered on that. I'm kind of looking from the side. There we go. That's perfect. Okay, I'm going to hold that down for a little bit and I will be back. Okay guys, I think I waited long enough. I mean, I put a lot of glue, so it still feels warm actually under here. So there is our little hat with that cute little, again, you can make this for your little wizard and everything. And it can just go on top of our bottle. And I mean, you can use obviously any color. I just had the purple, and with the purple I thought that was cute. It opens up. And then I have some little candy here. So just a fun thing. Again, check out Sandi's videos. These things, I think these are so gross. When I was a kid, I used to love candy bracelets too, but Miranda still loves them. So there you go. I just thought that would be cute. Pop in a few of the smaller rings in there. Just a little example of something. Go in there. Let's really fill that up. It can hold a lot of candy. I think I can get this whole bag of candy if I wanted to in there. But there you go. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching. Super cute, really fun. Again, it said home decor, and I'm like, you know what, let's make some home decor. Alright guys, I will have the links as available there in the description box. I will have images coming up, and I will see you all at the next one. Alright, bye now.